There are 31 nights till Halloween, which means these are the 31 nights to watch horror films. This is 31 Nights of Halloween.
In my opinion, Clive Barker is the most underrated director in horror. I think he's one of the masters, and he proves it with HELLRAISER, one of the most disgusting and grotesque horror films of all time, and it was truly a breath of fresh air when it was released. See, before its 1987 release, slasher films were being produced and distributed like crazy, one after another, and the quality were just getting worse and worse. Sure, we got some good ones, but the majority of them were nothing more than B-movie trash. Then all of a sudden, Clive Barker gives us HELLRAISER and totally reinvigorates the horror genre. No slashes in this film. No, instead we get a film that delves into the pits of hell, where we hear the blood-curdling cacophony of howls, screams, and squeals of tormented souls begging for mercy. That was in the script. I remember loving HELLRAISER so much as a kid, I sought out the script, and that's where I learned what the word cacophony meant. So what is HELLRAISER about? Well, the first film is about this depraved man named Frank Cotton, who purchases this mysterious puzzle box called the Laminate Configuration, which, if solved, can open a doorway to a realm of dark pleasures beyond mortal understanding. Pain and pleasure all at once. A euphoric, orgasmic, otherworldly experience. Frank takes this to an abandoned family home and solves the box when he is ripped apart by chains, hooks, and razors, and then taken to hell. The puzzle box is then reset for its next victim. Enter Larry and Julia Cotton, Frank's brother and sister-in-law, who are just moving into the old dilapidated home. While Frank's helping the movers move furniture into the home, Julia decides to go to the room where Frank had his way with her. Yeah, you see, she was engaged to Larry, but one day Frank came by and he had his way with her. I guess it was so good, she fell in love with him. They even made love on top of her wedding dress. While she's having her own orgasmic relief reliving the events that happened to her when she was with Frank, Larry enters with his hand cut and blood dripping all over the place. He asks Julia to help mend his wounds while the blood seeps down through the wood into the space between, because this is the second floor, so it'd be the space between the second floor and I don't know. But somehow in there, that's where Frank's body was. His bones were left right there in between the floor and the ceiling, and it resurrects him. He looks truly disgusting and exactly what one would look like if they removed the entire skin from the body. It was like looking at one of the statues at the bodies exhibition. Well, actually, I think there was actual real bodies there. So yeah, it would be looking like if you really looked at somebody without their skin, like that's what it would look like. It's disgusting. So Frank is brought back to life, and Julia enters the room again because she just loves coming into this room and fantasizing about Frank. And that's when Frank corners her and tells her, I need more blood. In order for me to come back to life so we could be together, I need you to bring me more blood because the blood is what brought me back from the first place. She's like, back from where? And he's basically like, hell. Kind of. I was in this place where I was being tortured. Somehow I managed to escape, but they're going to be looking for me. So you need to hurry up and feed me as fast as you can so we can get the hell out of here. Julia agrees because after he gave her a good pounding, she was like, I'll do anything for you. So she decides, yeah, I'll do this. So she starts seducing men and bringing them back to the house and killing them to feed Frank so he can rejuvenate and get back to his former glory days. Meanwhile, Christy, Frank's niece and Larry's daughter, this would be Julia's stepdaughter, is suspicious of her stepmother and discovers that she's cheating on her dad. She follows her to the room where she finds Frank. She flees with the puzzle box but collapses shortly after, only to awaken at a hospital with the puzzle box. She starts playing with it out of curiosity and accidentally solves it, summoning the Cenobites. What are Cenobites? Cenobites are explorers from another dimension. Although they have been mistaken for angels or demons, they are not. They try to force Christy to leave with them, but she informs them that Frank has escaped. They tell her to bring him to them so they can hear his confession, and then they'll spare her life, which is not true. They're just bullshitting her. They're going to take her no matter what. Again, who could come up with this crazy stuff? No one but Clive Barker. The special effects still hold up till today. It's gory and gross, and as I said, I love it. This film introduced us to Pinhead, who became so popular. When you think of HELLRAISER, you think of Pinhead, and you think of Doug Bradley and not Jamie Clayton. Jamie Clayton plays the new Pinhead in the 2022 film. I heard the reasoning some people gave about them casting a trans woman as Pinhead, saying in the novels, Pinhead was androgynous character. I say bullshit. Clive Barker wrote the novel. Clive Barker wrote the screenplay. Clive Barker directed the film. I don't care what he put in the book. He made the film. He put Doug Bradley on film as Pinhead, and Bradley is Pinhead. Clayton's Pinhead wasn't terrible. It just wasn't my Pinhead. Also, the movie is decent, better than some of the other films in the franchise, the 2022 one. So I'm not shitting on it completely. It wasn't terrible. Didn't like the ending, but it wasn't terrible, and it was a bit too long. Also, the characters are pretty unlikable. Also, if you want, the second Hellraiser is another good movie. It's not directed by Clive Barker, but I think it's Tony Randall's the director. It's a very good movie, actually. The two back-to-back work perfectly together. It's like, you should definitely watch both of them. So I suggest, yeah, if you're going to watch one, watch part two. Part two explains more, and it's cooler, and it goes into this other dimension, and it's very interesting. I like both of them. Anyway, the first two films are great. Definitely check them out this Halloween season. Remember, guys, if you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe for more content, leave a comment down below, letting me know what you thought about the Hellraiser series. I will talk to you guys next time. Peace.